Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome to the show. Well, it's a masterclass. We're going to talk
Right.
about Pinterest. I wouldn't say it's technically it's a show because we're going to have some fun and we're going to
Right.
give away some prizes and do all the things that we normally do. So if you're, as you're coming in, just give me a shout out. Where are you today and how is the weather where you are? I am currently in Virginia, visiting and hanging out and taking care of my dad, my 95-year-old dad. And Jeff, where are you at?
I am in Texas, and it's been really great lately. But I'm looking out my man cave window, and it's kind of cloudy today. We have a chance for rain, but it's all good. It's fall. It's one of my favorite things. There's my pal Jason.
Jason, hey
Jason, how are you
Jason.
doing? Thanks for stopping by, bud. I appreciate it.
So we had turkeys in the front yard a couple of days ago. The puppies had a real fun time chasing the turkeys away. So that was kind of
We have
we don't do
turkeys too,
that
but
here.
it's just our neighbors. Yeah, it's our turkeys.
So if you are interested in a traffic source that you don't have to bust your butt for, you are in the right place. Okay. So we're going to be talking about Pinterest today. I think it's one of those resources or sources of traffic that most people are ignoring or don't understand the potential of. So we're going to talk about 3 simple ways that you can double your Pinterest traffic in the next 30 days. So let me introduce myself real quick. My name is Kim Garst. I'm an online business strategist, and I love helping people grow their businesses, shorten their learning curves, making things a little more simple. And that's kind of my jam. So, and this is Jeff C. And Jeff, tell people about yourself.
Yeah, I'm Jeff C. from the Manly Pinterest Tips, and I'm all over the internet webs. You may have seen me over on Social Media Examiner's Friday show, and as well as on Tailwind's show. I have a lot of fun doing live videos, so I'm excited to be here to talk all about Pinterest, kind of the thing I cut my teeth on. So that's it's always exciting to talk about that.
Yeah. And I'm going to pull up my screen. And I know some of you guys might have already attended this masterclass. And if that's you, we still want you to hang out with us. But like I say, 3 simple ways. We're going to talk about that. Let me give you the backstory on this. So the past 2 weeks, Jeff and I have spent doing all things Pinterest. 1 week before last, we did
Pinterest
or actually
Palooza.
3 weeks ago. It's been 3 weeks, right?
Yeah.
We did a Pinterest Palooza where we interviewed some of the top Pinterest pros in the world and got a lot of really great strategies out of them. And then last week we did this Pin to Profit Challenge. So backed by popular demand, a lot of people were not able to make the last day, which was this masterclass. So we decided that we would do it again. We're rinse and repeating a little bit here.
That's right.
So for a limited time, though, all that stuff that happened last week, you can still get it. If you go register for Pin to Profit Challenge, you can still have access to all the training that we did last week. Just go register. We'll get you in the Facebook group. All of the content is still inside the Facebook group. And it will be in the Facebook group until the end of this month. And then it is gone. Gone, gone. Right. No more to be seen.
And it was great. I mean, we had people like Holly Homer, who is amazing on Pinterest. We had Jennifer Priest, who did some amazing things on Pinterest SEO, which is just, if you've ever heard Jennifer before, that is definitely one you need to go check out. And also we had, Elisa Meredith from Tailwind, who's always awesome. And also we had designers come in and actually show us what is amazing about, what makes a good video, a pin on Pinterest and what we need to look for. And of course we had Peg Fitzpatrick, who is also awesome and is killed. She actually, I think, introduced me to Pinterest back in the day, in the Google Plus days, but tons of stuff on there. You guys definitely need to go to Pin to Profit Challenge and check it out.
Yeah, definitely. And our sponsor for or partnership, we partnered actually with
Right.
InVideo. That was our tool of choice to teach this pin concept to. And they gave us a wonderful 50% off discount. It's only $5, y'all. So if you haven't gotten it yet, we recommend grabbing it because it's going to go away. It's going to go back to full price. of $10 a month, which is still uber cheap, but $5 lifetime a month. That's a lifetime offer. You just can't beat it. So if you haven't snagged it up, or if you're looking for a great video tool, definitely check it out. kimgarst.com/nvideo. Okay. Let me show you some of the success stories that we had from last week. So Michelle is saying, how's it possible that I uploaded my video in less than 10 minutes and it has well over 5K views? So boom, right? That was a video pin she created as a result of the training that we did last week. Jennifer said, I just put this on Pinterest literally 5 minutes ago, and she has 1.1 K impressions already. Now, keep in mind, this was last week. So what do these numbers look like this week?
Right. We need to go check. That'd be great.
Yes. Yeah. And then Stacy says, I just posted my video around 11 a.m. and I'm at 3.21 K views with 2 saves. And then Elisa is saying, wow, I just pinned a video pin in half an hour. It's been repinned 4 times already, and I have stats on it. Video pins are super hot right now. One, because they're what I call interruption marketing. It's an opportunity to interrupt the traditional flow of static pins on Pinterest, and they are rocking. They're untapped because most people aren't using them yet. So hint, hint, if you are interested in really capitalizing on Pinterest and getting your product or service in front of people, Pinterest video pins are the bomb diggity. All right. Oops. Did I go backwards? I'm going backwards.
Yeah. So, by the way, I wanted to let you guys know, and I see Lori has done this in the comments. If you know somebody who are like, hey, they missed this the first time, they're doing it again, you need to see this, feel free to mention them down below. I appreciate Lori for doing that, calling her friend Omar in. So feel free to do that down below. Somebody you think needs to see this, share this with them, mention them, help us spread the love across the interwebs. We'd appreciate it.
And we have a couple of prizes we're giving away today. So one's going to be an Amazon gift card. Another is going to be a month of my Business Builders Academy. And we have, 40 or 50 different training courses inside of that Business Builders Academy. So that's a fabulous prize, if I have to say so myself. So both of those are going to be given away during this show, as well as the highly coveted Pinterest mug.
Right.
Okay, so Jeff, let's give away one of these. Like, what's a good question to ask everybody?
I think we ask again just because we're going live everywhere. So if you're on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, or even Periscope or Twitter, let us know. Have you used video pins before? If you've seen them in the feed, but have you used them? Have you created them before for your own Pinterest account? Let us know by using the hashtag. What's that hashtag, Kim? It
is Video Pin Challenge.
Yeah, Video Pin Challenge. Hashtag Video Pin Challenge, so we can put you in the hopper when we draw this awesome mug, and let us know. But have you created a video pin before? Let us know in the comments to hashtag video pin to profit, right? Is that what I said?
Yeah, I think it's hashtag video pin to profit. And I guess the first prize we'll give away is the mug. Then we'll go with the Amazon gift card, because it's Amazon Prime time, y'all. So
it just ended. So this will be a nice. Yeah, it's only 2 days. It's only 2 days.
And I missed it. I thought
you did.
I thought I had time.
I got a new Kindle. Sorry about that. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So on with it. I thought I was going to go shopping. Okay. All right. So if you stick around to the end, guys, I also have some other goodies. Everybody's a winner today. Yeah. Yes, we have 20 ways to use Pinterest to generate traffic and profit. But this free Pinterest template pack, it's Canva based. So you can go in and edit your Pinterest images. It is amazing. We've had such amazing feedback from these templates. I think you guys are going to love that. That's totally free. We're giving that away. So, hang in there, because I'm going to give that away to you there at the end. All right. So turn off anything that might distract you. And I have another big favor. Like, can you sprinkle this out into the interwebs for me? Can you hit the S button? Did y'all get that? Was I being too weird? Hit the S button and pass it along, or tag somebody that might need this content. Somebody that has a business that needs more people to see their products and services. If y'all do that for me, I'd appreciate it. Okay. And then again, there's no judgment here, because if you've got 53 tabs open, it's okay, but kind of push those other 52 tabs aside and just focus on this one for just a little bit of time. I think you'll be blessed by it. Okay. So let me ask you a question, and feel free to drop in your answers. I want to know, have you tried to get more people to see your products and services? When we're out there hustling and trying to build social media communities, usually the end goal is around this effort. Right? We're trying to get more people to see our stuff. And let me ask you a bigger question. Are you happy with the results? Do you have just plenty of traffic? Don't need any more traffic. If you don't need any more traffic, then you might be in the wrong place. If you need more traffic, you're probably in the right place. Maybe you're just saying, gosh, I'm just overwhelmed. I don't know where I should focus. There's so many things to do. I just don't know where I should focus. If that's you, don't feel bad. You're not alone. There's a lot of people who feel like that. And some days that's me for sure. Jeff, do you ever feel like you're overwhelmed and you just don't know what
I'm just sitting here being overwhelmed right now. So all these great comments. Yes.
Yeah. And then I've been trying things. You may say that too. I've been trying to do all these things that everybody tells me to do. This pro tells me to do this thing, and this one tells me to do that thing, but they're just not working the way that I want them to. So that may be you too. Or this is my favorite, because this is definitely a challenge for me. I have what I call the shiny object syndrome, where focus, oh, that's such a great idea. Or I'll have like 50 great ideas a day, and my team is like, reel me in. No, Kim, we can't do those things. We can't, don't have the bandwidth for those things. So, keeping my focus or not knowing where to focus sometimes can be a challenge for folks. So this is some cold, hard truth, though. I just did an interview with Ian Anderson Gray, and we had this conversation about what it takes to sell stuff today, specifically on live video, but it's true across the board. When you are trying to sell something without being cringy, I picked that word up from Ian this morning. I was like, that's such a great word, cringy. You're out there you're hustling, you're trying to get your stuff in front of the right people, I hope. But there's so many other things that go into building a business today that traffic becomes the last thing you focus on, and it needs to be the first thing you focus on. So the reality of it is that there are two things you need when it comes to selling things online. You need a product or a service that people want, and you need to put it in front of the right people. Well, that sounds like, okay, right? I get that. But let's say you are, you're selling cat food, and you're trying to target dog lovers, or dog owners, that's a disconnect, right? So you have to have the traffic, the right traffic. It's a must-have ingredient. It's not negotiable, honestly. And you can't wing it. That's what I think so many people are doing these days. They are winging it. Do you all feel like you're winging it? Like you just put stuff out there, you create things, and you hope somebody runs into it. The right person's going to say, ooh, look at that coaching package. I need that. Does that happen to most of you? In the normal course of doing business and operating our businesses, that doesn't normally happen. It occasionally can happen, but for consistency purposes, you can't wing your traffic, guys. You got to stop that. And I would take it one step further and even say that you need to change your mentality around social being a free traffic source for you. It is, but it's kind of the icing on the cake. It's not the cake. There's never been a business in the entire history of businesses that we haven't needed to market our business, meaning in some cases, we need to pay for our marketing or traffic sources. So, a lot of times I think social is amazing in so many ways, but at the end of the day, we have to sometimes shift the way we think and, match up our opportunities correctly. Work smarter, not harder. Mm. So you are in the right place, y'all. If you have an online business and you want the fastest path to selling more of your products and services. So do you guys want the fastest path to selling more of your products and services? Who? Hands up, hands up. As we're going through this, let me know, is this you? You need more traffic to increase your visibility and grow your business. If that's you, you are in the right place. you want an easier way to drive consistent traffic to your website and or things you sell without spending hours each day chasing the traffic. So when I say this, I'm saying this again in love. Most of us are spending so much time in the social space, again, trying to build community and connection and creating content for those socials, when there is a much easier way. All right. I mean, I'm going to hopefully share an easier strategy with you today. And you are in the right place if you want to sell your products and services, or your stuff, as I call it, while you sleep. So things you're going to learn. So why Pinterest is the best source of free traffic. Anybody want free traffic? I love free traffic. How to design irresistible pins that drive traffic for months and even years. Discover how Pinterest Smart Feed works and what it is looking for so that your pins can actually be found and, more importantly, shared or repinned. And then the number one way to blow up your traffic on Pinterest. So that's what you're going to learn. I'm going to just give you guys, go through this real quick, because I think many of you know me, I would hope, and have been introduced to Jeff. But I've been online for a long time. I've owned 7 businesses over the last almost 30 years. Hard to believe it's been that long. They've all been online. I have been super blessed over the past 10 plus years to have built a fairly large social media community in excess of 1.5 million folks, and been using social media to grow my businesses over the past 10 plus years. And I've helped other people do exactly the same, because that's my passion. I really love learning how to do something and then sharing what works for me with others so they can do it as well. Pinterest is my number one social media traffic source, and it has helped me get over 150K page monthly page views. That means traffic to my website, and hundreds of new opt-ins each and every month. It's helped me drive traffic and sell my products on autopilot. And the best part is I don't have to spend a bunch of time chasing social media. I can kind of set it and forget it, because Pinterest is not a normal social platform. I don't have to worry about, responding to comments and, really focusing on so much on building my followers up so much over there. And I can't say that about any other social platform. I just can't. And I can't even say that any other social platform drives traffic that creates sales either, which is an interesting thing, considering that my social community is fairly large. You would think that every day I would generate sales from Facebook. Doesn't happen, but it does with Pinterest. So why Pinterest? Well, Pinterest is, what do you think, Jeff? Is it a best kept secret or what?
It's interesting. We've talked about this a little bit on offline, is that I think a lot of people misunderstand Pinterest because they don't know what it is. It's is it a search engine? Is it a social network? And, Pinterest has gone right out and said, listen, we are not a social network. We're a visual discovery engine. And I think it is one of the best kept secrets, because it really is something that a lot of people don't think about, but can drive, like you said, it's like my number one source of traffic. It's yours as well. I know we had Peg on the Pinterest Palooza. Most everybody, I believe, on that, the Pinterest Palooza guest we had, it was their number one source of traffic, and it continues to do it. And it's evergreen and all this great stuff. And it boggles my mind that people don't know about it. And Elisa Meredith and I, a friend from Tailwind, we would just go, well, there's more for us. That's the thing. It's more for us, is the more people don't know about it. So, but it really is one of the best kept secrets for traffic, and it's not that hard, and that's why I like it.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing, is going back to the work smarter, not harder kind of thing. But let's just do a quick comparison, because I really want to paint the possibles and why potentially you want to shift some of your strategies. Okay. So if you're taking a look at Facebook and Instagram, obviously Instagram is owned by Facebook. So, and they're a little behind the progression that Facebook has had, because Facebook started out and it was wonderful back in the day, because you could get all this free reach and people were consuming content and engaging with your content and buying stuff. It was awesome. And then slowly but surely, they started nibbling away at it. And now it's almost impossible to get free reach on your Facebook business page. If you have 100 fans, one or two people is going to see your content. And that's sad, because you spend so much time building a community of people that want to see your content. And then Facebook, the platform, says, no, sorry, you're going to have to pay for that. And Instagram is following on the heels of that very quickly. The end goal for them is to surface the best content, but the real big end goal is they want to make more money. So they're forcing us to pay to play. The reality of it is a lot of people are there to be social too. Those are very definitely social platforms. People that are on Facebook are there to connect with friends and family, check out their kids, their neighbors' kids' birthday party photos, whatever. Very definitely a social platform. And conversely, if you take a look at Pinterest and how it shapes out and shakes out differently, it's a search engine. It's a visual search engine, and you have the opportunity to be found via that search functionality, which gives you access to a huge audience of people that are, as long as you optimize your content correctly, they can find you and will find you and potentially connect with your content. Pinterest actually wants people to click and go off their platform. Facebook, not so much. Facebook wants you to keep people on the Facebook platform, and Pinterest is exactly the opposite of that. But the big thing here is that people are on Pinterest to find stuff. They're there to search and connect and look for things that they're interested in. And in many cases, they're interested in buying, or they're looking to do research for things that they're ultimately going to buy as well. And Jeff has said this to me the other day, and it really resonated with me. But what's your take on this, Jeff?
Yeah, because behind Google search, which is the big guy out there, and then YouTube, which is also owned by Google. YouTube has the second largest search engine. Pinterest, as what I've been hearing lately, is the third, because that's where people are going to search as well. And the cool thing about Pinterest is there is no fake news. There is nothing negative. Pinterest wants to be a place where it's aspirational and where people go to discover new ideas and to plan things. And the Pinterest users who go there have, like, I can't remember the exact numbers, but they have more money to spend. Two, they're going to spend money, and also they like to see content from brands. How many people say that over on Facebook or these other platforms? People don't mind seeing stuff from Home Depot and Lowe's and the stuff you're selling on Etsy or something like that. People love to go to Pinterest to see stuff and be inspired. And if you can scratch that itch for them on Pinterest, you can succeed.
Yeah. And, I think lots of times people think it's just physical products. It's not. Like, I drive so much traffic to my blog and to my opt-ins, and, or digital products and services as well. So it's a wonderful platform for literally any type of business. So yeah, Pat's saying, I totally agree. Pinterest is more of a search engine than anything else. And so what I want to paint the possible of here, you guys, is the fact that Pinterest doesn't require us to have large communities. So if you're sitting there right now and you're just getting started, or you feel like you've been struggling and you're not getting anywhere, you're like, your little feet are like a duck under the water, you're just going, and you just feel like you're treading in space, then Pinterest is an opportunity for you, because you don't have to stress so much on community building. You can really just stress on making sure that you can be found under things that when people are searching for you. And it's much easier than the Google machine too, by the way. So, but the truly magical part about Pinterest is that your content, the pins that you pin to Pinterest, have a long lifespan versus other social platforms. And not only that, but it basically creates a snowball effect where people are searching for content, and then they're repinning that content because it was value-based. So they're putting it on their board, so saving it, other things. So again, you get into other people's communities via that mechanism that Pinterest has built in. And other people that could potentially be interested in your products or services see your content through that opportunity. So it's kind of like a share, but it's the term on Pinterest is repinning. Mm-hmm. But this is the beautiful part, and I really want you guys to lean in on this. pins have a lifespan or a half-life of 3 to 4 months. So if you are tweeting something, you might get a 30-second window of opportunity for someone to see that content. Maybe if you're lucky, 1 to 2 minutes. That's how fast the content moves on Twitter. On Facebook, you're lucky if you have an hour or two. Right. To actually, and there's variations of this because the way content works on Facebook, there's a time factor that goes into it. So if you post something on Facebook and nobody engages with it for the first hour or two, your content is dead in the water. If somebody starts to engage with the content, then Facebook will start to push more reach to you and it'll get into more of your fans' feeds. But if you get no engagement on it initially, there's no life left in that piece of content unless you spend money to get it in front of your fan base there. Conversely, on Pinterest, on average, pins have a half-life, now just a half-life of 3 to 4 months. Anybody like saying, oh my gosh, that's like so much better. Like I can't imagine that anybody would not say that. But the beautiful part, and we found this out when we were interviewing, all of like 2 weeks ago when we did the interview process with some of the Pinterest pros, every one of them said that some of their top pins were months and years old.
Right.
Years old. Like they had some, I think it was Holly was talking about some of her pins that she created years ago were holiday themed. And so every holiday they like cycle back and, pop back up and she gets more juice off of them. I just think that's fascinating dynamic. How many of your Facebook posts still get you juice today? Anybody? Cricket? Anybody? Yeah. Jeff, you got any Facebook posts that give you?
I do it. No, not. I have no none that do that. But I do have like really ugly ones that I first did when I first got on Pinterest that still surface and give me, like you said, juice back to the blog. I know we had Peg on the Palooza 3 weeks ago, and she has one that surfaces every year, just like Holly. And it's really interesting how seasonality plays into Pinterest and how those blog articles or something like that will resurface in your Pinterest feed and get you traffic. It's just amazing. And that's what I want to pull up something like Sandy says, the long lifespan on Pinterest is the part I really love. Yeah. So that's what drove me to it at first as well, is the long time and the evergreenness of content that you put on Pinterest.
I mean, who would rather, spend time creating an image for your Facebook fan page or your business page that is going to potentially get maybe 2 or 3 people to see it? Or would you rather spend that same amount of time creating a piece of content for Pinterest that would potentially have a lifespan of at least 3 to 4 months? Like, I'm just saying, there's no real comparison here. All right. So question, what would your business look like if you had an online business asset that would consistently drive traffic your way? See, it goes back to that. We got to have a consistent traffic source, y'all. And if Facebook's not giving it to you, if Twitter's not giving it to you, if you don't have other mechanisms in place, if you're not spending money to get your traffic, then where can you get it consistently so that your products and services can get seen, your content can get seen? What would it look like? I want to know. Pop in, and use this is a great place. Maybe we can give let's give away the $15 Amazon gift card. So answer this question: what would your life look like if you could consistently get free traffic? Or if you got free traffic and you could really look at that free traffic, see what was really resonating with what product or service was really resonating, and then maybe put a little bit of money on it so that you can know that piece of content is working. Be smart with your money, your marketing dollars. Hello.
So
right?
What was it? So what the question is, and then what hashtag do they need to use?
Hashtag video pin challenge. And then tell me what your life would look like if you had an online business asset that would drive traffic your way each and every day. 24/7.
We still need to give away the mug, so I'll wait and see when that comes up. But I wanted to bring up.
Did we?
I don't know if we got somebody. I'll have to go back. But I wanted to bring up this comment by Pat, because one of the things that's important about Pinterest too, which is so different than so many other places, is that you don't have to have a huge following. You don't have to have 10,000 to get a swipe up. And Pat says this, she goes, great thing about Pinterest, I only have 66 followers, but I have 92,000 monthly views with my pins. It's about the pins more than the followers.
Yes.
That is so true. What other network has that? Because you don't have to have a huge following to get all your stuff up there. It's search based. And so that levels the playing field for a lot of people. If you can create great content, great images, and put them on Pinterest and do it consistently, I mean, you can be leaps ahead of the competition.
I would just bet you that so many are spending time each and every day creating a lot of content for social, and then the money generating activities in their businesses is probably are probably getting pushed to the back burner when it needs to be the reverse, where you really focus on making the money, and the rest can just fall in where it does. That's one of the things I love about Pinterest is it doesn't take as much energy and resources and time to create a much better return on your investment. So, all right, so we're getting some good responses in here. So Sandy's saying, I would be able to live where I want at the beach if my online business asset drove traffic to me consistently. I love that one. And so Sonia is saying she'd be dancing 24/7. I love that one. And then we've got Firefly Moments. Love that username. I would be able to write more. Awesome. Okay, so some good responses there. Okay. So first strategy, I know we've taken a minute to get here, but I felt like you had to understand the possibles before we got to the actual strategies. I really wanted to build the opportunity so that you'd see that Pinterest is like a great opportunity for every one of us if we're trying to sell something. So if you want to 10x your traffic, you got to create great pins. I think that's the first thing. Would you agree, Jeff?
Yeah, I mean, it's all based on that kind of preposition, whether it's static images or video pins, they have to have great images.
Yeah. And it's, there's some, I would say, common things that you would need to stress over when it comes, stress is a wrong word. You may need to make sure you had in place like a compelling headline or a hook. Right. You can't just post a photo, which we're going to talk about in just a moment, on Pinterest without letting people understand what's in it for them. So a compelling headline or a hook, and it could be a visual hook. I mean, there is that too, especially with video pins. There's a great opportunity with visual hooks. Just showcasing, how your product looks or works, or, there's a lot of different ways that even digital products and services, there's opportunity for that. Using a graphic or a video clip that illustrates what your pin is about. I think that's super important as well. Including your branding, maybe your logo or your website, potentially even both, depending on how your pin, how you want to present your pin. But always, always, always include a call to action. That's one of the biggest things as we were going through this challenge that most people just hadn't wrapped their heads around. And it does seem silly that you would have to ask people or tell people what you want them to do, but you do. There is the expectation of a call to action, I think, from a psychological standpoint for people. So when they don't see it, they're like, okay, what am I supposed to do? So you need to make sure you include a call to action. And a call to action is like, if you want them to go click here or, download this or whatever it is that you're wanting them to do, you need to let them know what to do. We talked a lot about in the challenge about using the right size. Landscape is kind of, don't do it. There's vertical and then there's square. I kind of stuck with the vertical as my number one recommendation, but square does still work. Vertical primarily because so many people are consuming content on their mobile devices. So the numbers are pretty
over 80%. Yeah, over 80% of people come to Pinterest in their mobile device. So what happens is when people they browse their Pinterest on their phone, and when they click on your pin to go to your website has to be mobile optimized, because otherwise, if they have a bad experience, they're going to click away. So like that's a huge number, 80, and I would even say higher than that. People use Pinterest on their mobile device.
Yeah, when I was looking at my stats, my traffic, my Pinterest traffic, it's about 90% of my users are consuming content on a mobile device, or my people who are consuming my content. Use a 2.3 aspect ratio. But if you want the physical sizes, like if you want to go create a pin that's vertical, it's like 1,000 by 1,500 or 600 by 900. Either one of those would work. Most of the designed platforms out there will have the template sizes pre-done for you, so you don't have to stress over it so much. But if you're creating your pins the old-fashioned way with like Photoshop, this is the sizes you would need. Choosing contrasting or brighter colors, I think, is also very important. There's a lot of people who are using the collage or multiple images before and after, kind of a DIY approach. Those are very popular on Pinterest. Physically showing your freebie or your finished product, that's very important. We talked a lot about this in the challenge last week, and then how you could create movement, specifically even with a digital product. If you're trying to showcase your physical, your digital product in a physical way, there's ways to do that. And then using your logo, but not in the lower right-hand corner. The reason I don't suggest the lower right-hand corner, which is where I would normally do it, Pinterest has a little icon there that overlays on top of your logo if it's in the lower right-hand corner. Okay, so I touched on this a moment ago where I was talking about the fact that your pins have to have a definition, what's in it for me kind of thing. As you can see, the photo on the left is just a photo, right? This is actually a knitting kit, but if I didn't go click on it and open it up and look at the description, if I was just looking at the photo, I would have no idea what was in it for me by clicking on that pin. Versus the one on the right where it's very clear. You get all the best essential oils for sleep, for a good night's rest, click, go, boom. So go ahead, Jeff.
I was going to say, and we touched about this a lot in the group. So everybody who's been to the challenge, drop in what I do not like down below in the comments. What do I always talk about that I don't like on there? And there's a reason for that. It's because Pinterest can actually read the text with its algorithm. So that's another signal for search that it's very, very important that you have text on your image and it's really, really clear. So I know everybody's kind of laughing because I always go off on this during the challenge. And if you watch the replay, you'll know why.
Yeah, so there's one thing that Jeff is he rants about quite a bit. So Tina's got it.
Yeah, and by the way, go back and watch. Tina was one of the designers who was on our Pinterest Palooza. She has great tips during that. So go back and watch that because she's awesome. But just don't tell her I said that.
All right, so here's a couple of there's 4 different pins here, and I'm just going to give you my take on them. Okay, these are all promoted pins. And the reason that I wanted to bring this to your attention is because paying attention to things that people are spending money on is a good strategy to see what they're spending money on. The argument could be made that, hey, if they're spending money on pins, that they would be working for them, right? But this the first one on the left is dark, very hard to read. It's a little bit of a script, which Jeff would be like, no, don't want to do that. Right. More than likely not going to work on Pinterest. The other thing is that it is oblong. It is landscaped. It's not even square or more of a vertical image, which again is going to detract from the opportunity to really get good engagement on that pin. And then the next one is pretty darn good. It's, how to have a 5-figure, under the radar launch with no ads or webinars. And then call to action, boom, very clear. Definitely probably is working very well for this person. And then we've got 2 more here. Both of them are shoe related. Now, if anybody knows me, they know I love my shoes. I specifically love me some teaks. Now, if I could afford to have every color they have and every pattern they have, yeah, I'd probably have them. I do love the teaks, but I think this is a major fail. their intent obviously was to share a testimonial, but I can't read the text on the testimonial. I'm probably not going to read the fine print down under. So, again, I think this one is not a good look, but this one here, if I was interested in these shoes, looked fancy smancy, and I wanted to check out them, I would definitely click and go. So you got to just kind of think of it in the context of how people are going to see the content, engage with the content. This one, the one on the far right, is very visual. This one tells the two that are winners, in my opinion, of these. The one here, how to have a 5-figure under the radar launch, is great because it tells people exactly what's in it for them if they click. So these are just some examples that may give you some creative juice when it comes to what works and what won't.
So we have a winner for the mug, by the way, if you want to announce it.
Let's pull that up.
Okay, so here we go. It is Jody is the winner of the Pinterest mug. So make sure that you go, Jody, and send us your details at where was it? Is it
is it Pinterest winners? Is it kimgarst.com/Pinterest winners?
I believe it is, yes. But I don't have that. I don't have that up right now. So
all right, so yeah. kimgarst.com. I think Rhonda will drop it in for us, hopefully, too. Okay. So the focus on the training and the opportunity here is to stop struggling with your Pinterest or your strategies. Stop feeling like you're pushing uphill all the time, and really focusing in on what's working now. And video pins are working now. They're very hot right now on Pinterest, yet so many people aren't using them, which gives us early pioneer status. Who doesn't want early pioneer status, right?
Right.
Okay, so telling a story using real videos versus photos that are stitched together. That's basically what a video pin is. So using the power of video, although you can use photos too, but you can use photos with some movement with the right tool. Hint, hint, InVideo.io is a great tool to do that with. Hook people with the title card in captivating first few seconds. So that's really important. Show your products in action if at all possible. Add your branding is also a great thing for video pins. Anytime you can show rather than tell is super smart as well. And then keep your videos short. Now, Jeff, I know this is a number. Can you talk about this just real quick? Because there's been a lot of questions around, the length of a video pin.
Right. So because a lot of times people put video pins on there, and once they get some juice, they convert them to promoted pins. Pinterest has said 6 to, I think, 15 seconds seem to perform really well, but that's the general rule. So you can have them longer. A lot of times during the challenge, we saw something that was really, really good, but we were really speeding up through the pins. And so that's when you want to test. You want to see, like, if I let this go and let this message come out the way I want it, work better, will that perform better, or should I really keep it at 15? Those are things you need to test, but for the most part, they say 6 to 15 seconds, but I've seen them go longer, perform well. If you look at some of the big brands where they have, some, like, even celebrities on them, they're longer. So once again, general rule, but that's what you need to be testing on. But you just have to play with it, because remember, a lot of times, it starts out with no sound. And so how is it going to work without any sound and all this kind of stuff? So shorter ones seem to perform better on video pins.
So here's an example of one of our students from last week. She did this video pin. As you can see, it has got some motion to it. I'll replay it for you. It showcases the physical product. It is a digital product. Actually, it's a blog post, I believe. And she put it up. She said she's gotten nearly 12K impressions and 76 link clicks and generated 7 leads and 1 sale. Now, this was shortly after she put it up, and this is an update the next day, and it's been several days since. So I haven't asked what it is since we first did this training, but obviously the numbers were through the roof. She went from, let's see, let me go back for a second. She went from 12K impressions and to 19.6 in less than 24 hours. So her exposure was getting bigger and bigger, and she got more leads, more sales as well. So I would love to get an update on her pin at some point in the future, because it just keeps going up.
Can I say something real quick, Kim? I want you to look, guys, at the play time. So remember, we just talked about how long the pin should be, and her average. This is average play time is 4 seconds. So those shorter pins do well, but she was able to tell the story and get 136 link clicks in that 4 seconds. So that's a good gauge when you start looking at your stats and looking at that average play time. Okay, are they only watching this much? So then my call to action probably ought to be in that first 4 seconds, and hers has that in there. So that's one of the things you want to watch when you start looking at your stats on the video pins.
Yeah, really great point. I just want to touch on the video. The way she did this was using InVideo. She's a huge fan now around this tool, because she created that video inside of InVideo in just a few minutes. That's kind of our big thing, is we teach people through the challenge, how to create their own very own video pin in 10 minutes or less around specific things. Like you were doing a blog, want to drive traffic to your blog post, or you want to drive traffic to your product or your service, or you want to list build with Pinterest. So regardless of what your end goal is, the tool we really recommend is InVideo. It's at that 50% off price point still. All right. One of the things that I promised is something that Pinterest is loving right now. And I think Jeff coined this phrase, but he says he's not sure, but I'm giving him credit for it, and y'all give him credit too. It's the fresh pin concept. Basically, you want to tell, since this is kind of your idea, I think the fresh pin concept, Pinterest changed things up, and they're wanting to see different stuff. So
yeah, so back when I started, back in the dinosaur days on Pinterest, you would pin, and you would pin the same pin all the time, multiple places, and you would get traffic back that way. Well, Pinterest said, we really don't want that anymore. We want what we call, fresh pins. We want to have multiple things that are pointing back to that URL, or that blog post. Like if you had a single, like Kim has no fail tactics to boost your Facebook group engagement. So that's a blog post. And so here we've created 5 different images that are similar, but are different. And so Pinterest will count those as fresh content, which it likes because it wants that fresh content. Well, recently, on top of this, so this is like fresh pin strategy 2.0 that you're getting right now, is that they have said not only do they want, fresh pins, because what people were doing is they were taking this concept and they were doing like 100 pins going back to the same URL and just moving the image, a little bit, like a pixel or two, and saying, oh, here's a new pin. Pinterest is smarter than that, and they know that that's not true. And so they have said recently that they want multiple types of content pointing back to that URL or that blog post. And so not only just static images, they want carousel pins, they want video pins, they want story pins. They want to have a multitude of content so it looks fresher and looks nice. So people don't get overwhelmed by, oh, there's that same pin again in the smart feed. So that's why Kim and I are so excited about video pins. It's one more, really popular kind of tool in your toolkit that can really help you with this fresh pin strategy that Pinterest is saying.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've been doing it and it's working. So, how many pins should I make for every new post? I know we got quite a few questions on this, and we've been doing 5, but I think based on, Jeff and I had several conversations around this with people, you could probably get away with 3. So maybe you do 1 video pin and 2 statics, or 2 video pins and 1 static. Or if you have the bandwidth and you want to do more, you can actually do more now with this new Tailwind Create option, which is amazing. Maybe we can get Rhonda to drop the link in for the Tailwind Create beta, because it's in beta right now. But essentially what it does to make your life easier when it comes to creating static images for Pinterest is you can pop in, like if it's your title, your blog post, or whatever it is, wherever you're wanting to drive traffic, you can pop that in and it'll auto create a bunch of different image versions for you. And then you just pick out which ones you like and you start from a practically done perspective. So that's a resource for you to make this fresh pin concept doable, because most of us are probably like, well, I can barely get one image ready, much less 3 or 4. What are you saying here? So this is like I said, just a resource that will help you out. Okay, I'm going to try to pick it up a little bit because I know your all's time's valuable. We've been waxing a little bit here.
We're excited. We get excited. Yeah.
But optimizing for the smart feed, so that you need to understand how Pinterest surfaces content and how you plan for that. So Pinterest doesn't show pins in chronological order. Like, you can tweet on Twitter, or you post on Instagram or wherever, and that the latest content is what usually comes up. That's not what happens with Pinterest. First, Pinterest gives your pin a quality score, and it's based on or it's based on that score. Then it decides when or if your pin is displayed. And bottom line, the best pins are going to get shown first. So your pin could be a year old or 2 years old or 10 years old, potentially. I guess maybe not 10, because has Pinterest been around 10 years? But you get the meaning. It could have been around for a little bit longer. And because it is a really good pin, it could surface before some of your other newer pins. Or more specifically, it could surface before your competitors' pins as well, because your pin is better. All right, so for some reason this thing keeps wanting to go backwards. Let's see if I can fix that. All right. Pinterest Smart Feed doesn't think if they don't think you're smart, if Pinterest Smart Feed doesn't think your pins are high enough quality, they may never be seen. And who wants that? You'll be right back in the same boat as you are on Facebook. So don't need that, right? So it goes based on design and keywords. We're going to talk about that just for a hot second. And engagement. Engagement is something we're going to kind of push out because we can't predict that. There's no way to predict what kind of engagement you're going to get on it. But the design you can focus on, you can plan for that. You can, create great designs, and you can focus in on the keywords, and you can control that piece too. So if you have great design and if you optimize for keywords, and then, hope that the engagement's things like, repins, comments, share, saves, things like that. But like I say, those that happen as a byproduct, in my opinion, of the first two. So focus on the first two and hope for the rest. So SEO is a must. Again, if you didn't listen in to Jennifer Priest's interview, she is amazing. She had some really great nuggets to share on Pinterest SEO. Don't let SEO, the big scary words, you immediately think Google. It's not as complicated as Google on Pinterest. But Pinterest, again, is a search engine, and people find stuff based on how they search. So if they're searching for key phrases or key strings, then that's how Pinterest is going to surface your pin, which means you got to optimize for those search terms. So let me share a quick little example with you. So I have had a blog, How to Get More Clients, 25 Strategies to Grow Your Business. Well, when I went over to Pinterest and I just typed in the description, or started typing in the description, 25 strategies to grow your business, I was like, oh, people aren't looking for that, but they are looking for how to get more clients. So I used the keywords in the title and description of the pins and the boards, how to get more clients, so that I was more optimized for this search term and people could find that blog post. You want to make sure you keep it descriptive but brief, and you want to use a few hashtags. We talked about this last time. There's a lot of people say don't use them, use them. One of our experts last week said use them, just be judicious about it. Don't use 50, use a few. And then include a call to action. Always, always, always include a call to action. And then choose a category for each board. It's a lot simpler for Pinterest SEO than you think. It's not super hard. And you can literally use the search bar in Pinterest to see how people are searching for things, and then key in on those phrases as a part of your title and or description. All right. So promoted pins. And I touched on this a moment ago. 30 minutes probably ago, when I was talking about we need to shift our mindset when it comes to spending money on our marketing. It's great if we can get it for free, and a lot of what you do on Pinterest can be free. But you also can capitalize on what's working to put a little bit more money on it so that it will expand, and get you in front of the right people. So especially when it comes to video pins, like I say, video pins, if you go into your feed, you'll probably see promoted posts. There's a promoted directly. I think it's promoted is the word. It's not sponsored. It's promoted on Pinterest is the word. And you can take a look at the promoted posts that you see in your feed, and you'll most likely see a ton of video promoted pins. People are spending money today on their promoted pins. So that tells me something. I don't know about you, Jeff. Tells me that, right?
Yeah.
Tells me
if the big boys are doing it, then there's a reason usually.
Yeah, absolutely. There's the old saying, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. How many of you guys have heard that saying? And I think the bigger message here for us as marketers is it really doesn't take a lot of money to keep your traffic zooming in. The more you can get for free is awesome, but you can expound upon that. You can make that just explode with just a little bit of money. Find out what's working and then put a little bit of money on it. Go, my friend.
All right. So really quickly, why you should use video ads on Pinterest. And so first of all, and this is the first slide, Kim, you can go and switch it, is that video pins are new. They're relatively new. So, I mean, they've slowly rolled it out. I was lucky enough to get some beta access to them when they rolled out, but they're new. And so that's why we're seeing them surfaced in the feed. In fact, and this is the next slide, Kim, is pinners, they love video. And in fact, Pinterest said this: in 2020, video views on the platform have increased more than 3 times over the previous year. So it's really, really cool. They're really, really pushing it. And like Kim said, when I look at and see ads in my feed, almost all of them are promoted video. Now, that's, of course, because I've been doing a lot of searching for promoted video, but still, there's a lot of video showing up in Pinterest now, and it's really, really exciting. So go ahead to the next slide. And Kim, it's funny because she used this kind of thing. We both got snowballs because the awesome thing about promoted video on Pinterest is that it's the gift that keeps on giving. It's not done for you because people share that promoted pin. They'll see it because it's promoted. Then people will share it. They'll visit, whatever. They would never have seen it if you wouldn't have promoted it. And here's the cool thing. You're not charged for your downstream. So Pinterest has mentioned you get something like a 20% or more bonus for your promoted pin. So every promoted pin you put out there is like a snowball rolling down the hill. So when your promoted pin is over, it doesn't go away. It doesn't disappear. It doesn't, get removed. It's still out there. It just goes back to a normal video pin where people have saved it on their boards and they can click it. So like I said, it's the gift that keeps on giving. So the other thing is, the more saves and clicks you get during the campaign, the greater potential for the organic growth of that pin. So like you said, when the promoted thing's over, it's great, but it also, because people clicking on it, they're liking it and all that, it gives you a bigger boost for your SEO for that pin. The other thing is, and this is the next slide, is that you get a move to the front of the line. It's a fast pass. It's like Disney's fast pass. You can jump right ahead. So sometimes we don't have the time to wait for organic traffic. Maybe we have an event or a sale, like Christmas is coming out or Halloween or whatever, and we need to get that content out really, really quickly. So we don't have time to wait for organic. So like I said, promoted pin lets you get a fast pass to getting in front of the line of people in that Pinterest feed. And this is the last reason that I would probably use video pins, is because compared to the regular video pins, you have to click on the title on desktop and then it goes to the link. And then on mobile, you have to click on the 3 dots, and they're experimenting right now because sometimes there's a visit button, sometimes there's not. But when you have a promoted video pin, and this is an example, of course, it's not video going, but your site loads up right underneath the video pin. So it's right there on the same screen as your content. They click on it, boom, it's there. This is on mobile. On desktop, it actually opens a whole new tab so that you're still there. It goes to your website. So promoted pins gets you past that little, where am I going to click on this video pin? And so it's really, really cool. And this is a square video, by the way, showing the below it for a Roomba vacuum. But it's just, I think that's the biggest reason to use promoted pins. I like to do things where see how it works organically, and if I see some traction, boom, I throw some money behind it and convert it to a pin where they can actually get to my landing page super easy. And the last thing is, this is what Pinterest has said. This is a quote directly from Pinterest. Pinterest developed promoted video pins so brands could create deeper engagement with pinners. Pinterest users are 54% more likely to agree that videos on the platform inspire them to take action, and are 53% more likely to purchase a brand or product after seeing a video. So that should give you an idea of why I'm so excited, and I love teaching about this in the challenge we just had, but why I'm so excited about promoted video pin ads.
Yeah, and that's why I'm really excited to tell y'all about something that I like twisted Jeff's arm to put together. It goes back to why in the world wouldn't you use promoted video pins? So often you hear about Facebook ads and, oh, they work. But then you get in there and you're like, yeah, that's difficult. I don't know. And I don't know if this is going to work for me. But I think there's a huge opportunity with video pins. And like I said, I really twisted Jeff's arm on putting together something that I'm going to share with you guys in just a minute. But I wanted to ask you again, I know you showed up here for a specific reason, and some of you may feel like we talked about this on the front side, you may feel like you're all over the place. You want to build a successful business, but you're just not matching up your product and your service to the right people. And it's taking a long time. It's taking too long. Maybe you feel like you're just stuck, it's just your business is not making the money that you want. And, what would happen again if you had lots of options in your business? Right now, you may not feel like you have a whole lot of options. So again, option one, keep chugging along, trying to be in all things in all places, following the latest and greatest guru, and that strategy, shiny object syndrome, whatever it is. Eventually, you might get to enough traffic so that you have a steady income stream, something that's consistent for you. Or you can really get serious and, just put some time and effort into how you can create a steady stream of traffic to your products and services, which is, again, why I was like, Jeff, we got to solve this problem for people. They need a consistent traffic source. And so often, even though I'm a big fan of Facebook ads, the average person can't do them. They're just too overwhelming. And that's why I said, Jeff, dude, please. Can you create a video, a Pinterest course on how to promote video ads? So I want to introduce you guys. You're invited to check it out. Pinterest Video Ads 101. I'm going to let you know what's in it for you and why you would need this. So basically, this is a course. It's a step-by-step roadmap that helps you create video pins that are going to get your pins in front of the right people fast. Like Jeff said, you get to go to the front of the line with promoted pins. Even if you have never, ever created a video in your life, we're going to teach you how to do that, and you're not going to struggle, I promise. So you're going to discover exactly how to set up a business account, how to claim your website, how to install your Pinterest tag, kind of do all the admin stuff that has to happen to use promoted pins. You're going to discover the 4 types of video ads and learn how to choose the one that's best for growing your business so you don't have to guess. Jeff's going to tell you how to do it. You'll also get a step-by-step walkthrough of exactly how to create a successful video ad campaign, how to track the data that matters, and how to convert views to sales. Hello, that's a biggie. And you're going to also learn how to understand the Pinterest ad dashboard, how to decipher your Pinterest analytics, and how to use this data to increase your conversions. Data matters, the numbers do matter, and they don't have to be scary. So literally for as little as $1 a day, you can put the pedal to the metal. I think that's a Southern saying, I don't know. But put the pedal to the metal and double down on your traffic so that you have a consistent strategy for your traffic every day, putting your stuff in front of the right people every day. So what you're going to get is the complete Pinterest video ads training program. You're going to get the 6 training modules. There's 29 video trainings. They're all broken down into bite sizes so that you can get through each phase, each process very quickly and easily. You get the videos, the audios, the transcripts. If there's any worksheets or templates, you get those as well. You also get a bonus, which is, look at this. I want to know how to do this. Like, create this eye-catching visual effect for, yes, your video ad. So the pop-out video effect mini course, which is amazing, valued at $197. And you get apps and tools for creating video pins. Maybe you don't want to create your video pins on a desktop. Maybe you want a great little mobile resource. Jeff's going to tell you the skinny on that too.
Mm-hmm.
And all of the interviews that we did with the pros, where they reveal their best Pinterest tips, tricks, hacks, and that is priceless. Those were amazing. I learned so much from these pros, and you will too. So again, you get all the training valued at $997. You get the bonus one, the mini effect mini course, or the pop-out video mini effect, valued at $197. The apps and tools for creating video pins valued at $197. And then the Pinterest bonus number 3, which is Pinterest tips, tricks, and hacks from the pros. The entire value of this is $13.91. We're not charging that exactly, but the best part is you don't have anything to lose. We do have a 38-day money-back guarantee. All you have to do is let us know if it doesn't suit. Not $13.91, not even $9.97. We wanted to get this into as many hands as possible. So the introductory beta price, because we're just rolling this out. This price is going to go away soon. But today you can get started for as little as $107. So if you want to go on the payment plan, you could do that. The full pay is $297. I think there's even a two pay plan as well. So if you're interested, you go to videopinads101.com. That again is videopinads101.com, and get started today.
So this seems like it's a plant, but it's not, because this is from, and she's been part of our course. Can you help me with the name? And Anila. Yeah, she goes, I went through the course. It's awesome. Thank you so much, Anila. Thank you for doing that. And she goes, also, I promoted 2 video pins and getting great traction. So that is awesome. Thank you so much for that testimonial. But yeah, so I really tried really, really hard, because I was putting this together, and my wife, I was like, because it can be overwhelming trying to get all this stuff set up. And she goes, just teach it to me, teach it like you would teach it to me, because she is not a tech person. So I really tried to break everything down, like Kim said, and lead you step by step on how to put in the tag, how to get your stats going, and what to track. Because I know, even for me, it can be really overwhelming, but we broke it really, really down. So I think it's a great way to learn about not just video ads, but just getting started, even setting up for your promoted pins as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And I promised those of you who stuck around to the end that you could get these goodies. These goodies are actually in the Facebook group for the Pin to Profit Challenge. So if you go to Pin to Profit Challenge, if you haven't registered already, they're in the last day. So it'll be day 5, and you can have access to all of the 20 ways to use Pinterest to generate traffic and profits. But the real golden item here is this free Pinterest template pack. So go register at pintoprofitchallenge.com. Go in the grab the goodies in the Facebook group, and you can even see the content from last week. If you missed it, you didn't catch it, all the content is there until the end of the month. So all the goodies are there. You still have access to all of it until the end of the month. Okay. Guys, everything is ready. We're just waiting on you. So you can get in the course. It's access 24/7. You can download and save or print. You have access to it for a lifetime of the business. And you can get started today for as little as $107. So Video Pin Ads 101. I hope you'll take us up on it. But even if you don't, you say, okay, I'm not quite sure about this Pinterest thing yet. Dip your toe into the video pins, try them, use them, and try to get some traction from them. And then you can say, okay, I think I'm ready now to put some money on these. Come back to us, but warning, warning, warning. The price might be a bit higher in a month or so. Actually, it's probably not going to take that long. We're already making big plans for this course. So videopinads101.com. If you're interested in up-leveling your Pinterest game and getting serious about your traffic source. All right. Yes.
So we have to give away the grant that we have to give away we didn't do the Amazon card and we didn't give away the your big thing, did we?
Oh, yes. So we need, okay. All right. So those of you who are still here, I know we did a question for the Amazon card. So we need to pick a winner for the Amazon card. But so what could we do for the giveaway for the Business Builders Academy? Let's have some fun with this.
I don't know. Let's see. What would be a good question to be like? So I know a lot of people use Pinterest for hobbies, but how many people who are not, I guess I'm trying to think of a way to word it, I want to know how many people are just using it for hobbies and not for their business, but they want to make that switch is what I'm saying. So you're the wordsmith. So you can.
Let's just make it simple. So okay. Who wants to use Pinterest for their business? Get serious. How about this? Who wants to get serious about using Pinterest for their business? Say it loud and proud.
Yeah. And then the hashtag is, I always forget.
A video pin challenge. Video pin challenge.
Yes. Hashtag video pin challenge. Let us know your answer to that. And you could be in this. I mean, this thing is really cool that Kim's giving away. It's tons of stuff in there. So you need to get that going and make sure you go and register the group. Like Kim said, the stuff is going to be gone after the end of this month. And we keep referencing back to the awesomeness that was the Pinterest Palooza. So if you want to watch that while it's still up, you need to go back and check that out. And then Kim and I trained, all last week about how to create video pins using InVideo and best practices. And then we reviewed things. And there's so many people in that group said, this is awesome, just from the community, being able to everybody like talking about how to make it better and what we need to do. And so you get to watch those. You can get so much just from watching the reviews that Kim and I did. And so make sure you guys check that out. So so we got a lot of people with the video pin challenge coming up. So a lot of people Pat says, just switched to business a few months ago and very interested in growing it faster. Pat had some great pins that we were able to review in the challenge. So make sure you go check some of hers out inside of the group as well. So, how cool is this? She's the winner of, Anila is a winner of the Amazon gift card. Awesome. So make sure you go to, I have that pulled up now, thechallengewinner.com, and make sure you give us your details in there so you can get access to all of that goodness of the Amazon card. And let's see, do we have the big winner?
The Business Builders Academy.
Yeah.
Business Builders Academy, just to kind of give you guys an idea what that is. It's kind of it's a resource. It's a membership platform. So every month we create new content. There's one new mini course that's dropped into that every month. And there's probably 40 or 50 courses in there. They're all action based. They break down things, a specific strategy, and then how do you do it. So lots of great content in there. There's a library, resources. We have pro interviews with the pros, all kinds of stuff. You might be a little overwhelmed with the fact that there's so much stuff in there, but there's good stuff, and we're giving away a month of that. So.
Okay, Rhonda's having internet issues, so I'm texting her now. So
we'll just pick our own winner. Who can we pick? Pick somebody, Jeff.
Okay, I'm just gonna go scroll through the feed. I'm gonna stop who somebody had. Let's see here. I'm just stopping right. I'm scrolling. Well, I hit the bottom, so I'm gonna go. Let's see, Pat Mill. No, I hit the wrong button. Sorry. Let's see. Where was it? I saw it. That one didn't have the hashtag. That's got to be the hashtag. So let me find it. Where? Oh, here it was. This is the one I have. Pat Mills. She wins. She had a video. She had the hashtag. So.
Pat. Okay. So let's see. Business Builders. Let me just put it in here. Business Builders Academy. 1 month. Pat wins.
Yeah. So Pat, make sure that we don't forget. So to go to kimgarst.com/challenge winner and sign up. There she goes. She typed it in. Awesome. So thank you guys so much. I would love to see you guys in take the course and, really take your business, your Pinterest to the next. The thing is with those promoted pins, when you put money behind it and then and then you actually stop, even when you stop it, that it doesn't go away. It's still there. All the saves you got, all those people who have, saved it for later and may click on your link when they go back to revisit, they want to buy a gift for, Valentine's Day or whatever. That's still there. It doesn't go away after the promotion's over. And I just don't know of any other network that lets you get that boost that you get with the promoted pin like other places. So thank you guys so much for letting us teach you. It's been a blast. You guys have been so gracious with everything. We appreciate you so much. I know Kim feels the same way.
Yes, absolutely. Ditto to what Jeff just said. Always grateful when you guys spend time with us. Hopefully you learn something in the process and you can take it into your business and do something with it. So take care of yourselves and stay safe. God bless.